Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's the Woman and the Father. If you new here, welcome, and if you returning, y'all already know what it is. We are lit over here for the Most High, and that's period, that's point, and that's blank. Okay, and family, how you guys doing out there? I know your girl has been missing in action, but your girl got busy. Life start to happen. You guys, I have children, and when having many children, more than one, each and every one of them have different things that I have to support and I have to pour into, and I have to manage and do all those great things. But I am grateful that the Father has blessed me with these wonderful, 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 precious gifts like no other. Okay, I have very smart, intelligent children. They are chosen also by the Most High. They pray, they fear the Father, they know right from wrong. I'm not saying like they perfect, but y'all, any child or any children you have to talk to, to stir lessons into them. But for the most part, I have to tell them that one time they get it, and they are just good, wonderful kids. They smart. They graduate in high school. They going to college. They end while they in high school. They picking up these different trades. They working. They want to work. They don't gotta work. They are just driven. They are driven children. They are like proactive, and I couldn't ask for anything greater. They're not street kids. They not in the streets worrying about what Pookie, Johnny, Joey, and them doing. They worrying about minding their own business, about trying to do their entrepreneur businesses, and just good kids, y'all. I'm blessed to have these children. I'm very blessed. And so my daughter this weekend, she had a practice out of the city. We went to Dayton, Ohio, and it was a nice trip, y'all. Everything was nice. Everything was wonderfully made. But basically, my message is on here too. Like, what I'm on here today, guys, is a message that's going to come from my experience over the weekend, okay? And so, what I want to tell you guys is that spiritual warfare is real. Spiritual warfare is real. I'm going to say it again. Spiritual warfare is real. It's not a game. It's not a joke. Like, it's one thing to see, like, spiritual. It's one thing to see people in the physical do things happen, not. But it's another thing that when you have spiritual warfare, it's something that you cannot see, and it's something that sometimes you can't control the outcomes of what's to come or what's happening. Okay, and so with that being said, y'all, we went down to my baby's competition. It was at Central State. It was, I think that's it's a black college. I think it's a black college, y'all. It's a it was cool and everything. We went in there to have the dance competition. I say this to say this, like, our black, anytime it's something that's like a black college, anything that's black, I see a lot of people don't put money into that. A lot of people don't invest into our black, colleges, stores, or whatever the case may be. But this particular, day, I guess they renting out the gym. And when I say, y'all, was no AC in the place, it was no AC. That was strike one. No AC in the place, okay? So it was cool. Okay, no air. We got waters for all the kids and everything. And we took this trip as a family, so it was me and my whole family that went. Okay, and so then we in there, we waiting for my daughter to perform. We waiting. And we see them bring my daughter and them team in, bring them out. Bring my daughter team and them in, bring them out. Bring my daughter and them team in, bring them out. They never performed. Like it was a setup. It was just like the thing they was on was collecting money. They was just collecting so much money at the door, y'all. It was no room for people to sit. It was no like organization. It was just like people over here, people over there. It was just so packed, y'all, with no organization. And at this moment, they just taking people money. They know it ain't no seats to seat these people. It ain't enough room for all these people that's coming in. But with all that to be said, they steady just taking people money. And so we get at the door, me and my family, and I guess they didn't take credit card, they was taking cash. And so we didn't have no cash on us, so we had to leave back and go get cash and come back. And so when we came back, we had cash. It was $15 at the door for everybody, okay? Except for my 2-year-old, that's 2. And so we went to get the cash, came back. Soon as we got into the place, y'all, my daughter's team and them, because it was so much to get into this place, it's not even funny. So when we finally did get in, I'm thinking it took so much to get in. I'm like, we gonna miss my baby's performance. And so we get in there. As soon as we pay our money, the father's always with us. Let me tell you that. As soon as we get in there, my daughter is performing right on the floor. Like, they right there starting to perform. And so they perform one time, y'all, and they supposed to perform 3 times, but they only perform this one time. And so, different, we sitting there, time going past, different teams performing, this team. It's like the one team that performed like 5 times. I'm just like, why is the same team keep coming out performing? And they just, okay. And so we sitting there like, what's going on? Like, I can even see my daughter's coaches start to get like irritated, a little, frustrated, because they like, what's going on? We supposed to perform next. Wait, my daughter team and them come in and perform, then they take them back out. They never get to perform. And so I'm gonna say this. The first time that they performed on that floor, y'all, the energy was on 10. They was doing they was doing the thing, okay? And let me tell you, the competition was stale. Like, my kids, not just to say, because this is my daughter's team, but I'm not playing. My daughter's in them dance team is very good at what they do. And so the whole time they on the floor like, go, go, go. It was loud, whatever. And then in the middle of their dance routine, their music just cut off. And so my daughters in them dance team, they, even though they CD or whatever cut off, they still knew the routine. They performed the whole rest of the routine without the music. And we just like, that was weird. Why did they music cut off? Okay. And so when I'm saying this stuff be on a spiritual level, stuff that we cannot see. And I felt it in the air. I felt it, y'all. I felt it in the air. And it was just like, all of us, it was a lot of black people, y'all. It was black people, okay? Black excellence. And so I'm standing there, we watching the performance. I'm probably not getting all this out right, but me and my husband, we all coordinated too. Like, my husband, he got on red and white. I got on this whole red, like, little cute little sauce shaker skirt with the shirt. My little 3-year-old, she got this little cute Minnie Mouse jersey on. It's red. My 2 sons, they got on red and black. We coordinated. You could tell we is a family, right? And so this one lady, I don't know why us black people, we get intimidated by one another. We always trying to pull each other back down like crabs in a bucket, or wherever the case may be. But we went down here, y'all, and we ain't no seats. Let me tell you, there was no seats. So me and my family, we standing up against the wall. First, we was standing like on this other side. They told us like, you can't stand right there. Y'all blocking the doorway. Okay, we moved. And we went to the other side. We were standing over here. It was no problem. We were standing there for the whole time. And so this lady, I kept seeing her. She just thought she was thebomb.com. And I'm looking like, okay, whatever. And so she had like this like orange dress on with like purple mixed. And so she come over there by me and my husband, and she just come over there. She just, she bending all over in front of my husband, and just, just basically where we standing. She just ain't say excuse me or anything. She just basically just like took where we was standing at. And I'm just like, what is this? What's going on here? Like, you don't see us standing here. What's the excuse me or say something? You just gonna come over here and stand by, which I don't have no problem with. It was the way that it was done. And so she come over there, y'all, flossing. She got this. She looked at like a, I'm gonna say Prosta. Y'all know the rest. Okay, Prosta Rasta. Okay, and she had, and at a kid's thing, she got this, tight dress on with some heels on, and she just thinking she them, not knowing that It's a real one in the building. When the real one come in the building, we is here. Period. Okay? And so I know, like, places I go, guys, I'm not gonna try to toot my own horn, but places I go, I know that being this chosen person that I am and having this chosen family that I have, that a lot of attention is, when you come in the room, you demand the attention, you demand the everything, and you don't be trying to do it purposely. It's just something that naturally happens. So I ain't even got to do too much. I'm just standing on the wall, just looking at the competition. I guess for some odd reason, this lady, she just started getting irritated by me and my family's presence, or just the light, baby. Because I'm telling you, think I got the light by myself, but my whole family is a light that's just, it's blinding. Okay. And so, make a long story short, you could just tell she was getting intimidated, jealous. I don't know. I wasn't trying to steal no attention or nothing, but she just kept trying to block me. Like, she taller than me too, y'all. Y'all know I'm a short little thing. So she kept coming standing in front of me. So they just kept standing in front of me. So this final time, I'm like, I pat the girl arm and said, "Excuse me, could you scoot over some? You blocking my view. I can't see." And she was just like, first she act like, she ain't see me tapping her. So I'm like, "Excuse me, could you please scoot over a little bit? You blocking my view." And so this whole time, that one girl who I said looked like a prosta, this gave her the ammo. Like, she been wanting to say something this whole time, but I'm saying she came over in our space, not saying nothing, not excuse me or nothing. But when I say excuse me, y'all standing in my space, that gave her the ammo to say something. So she was like, "I'm the director of this thing, and you can go sit over there on the bleachers if you want to," because I said, "I'm not going to go sit on no bleachers. I'm not." I said, just to say this, y'all, the bleachers was full of people. It was only 2 rows of bleachers on each side. 2 rows, y'all, of bleachers on each side. Like a long roll of bleachers on one level and a long bleacher on the second level, y'all. And it was, when I say the place was packed, it was nowhere to sit. And I got my whole family, y'all. It was like a little space on the bleacher that finally became open. She's like, "You can go sit over there." And like, basically she wanted me to dim my light to go sit down. And I'm like, I'm not going to sit down nowhere. I'm like, I'm cool right where I'm standing. I'm right here with my family. We cool. My whole family fit right where I'm at. There ain't been no problem. I've been standing here this whole time. And so, I guess, like I said, my family was shining too much. So she thought she would come over there and start standing in front of us and doing all types of slick stuff to try to, irritate my character. And I'm just like, And so when she said that, she said, "You can go sit over." I'm like, "I'm not sitting over there." I'm like, "I'm cool right here where I'm at." She's like, "Well, I'm the director. We gonna be blocking this space from time to time because she said, but let's take y'all this space we was standing the whole time. It was nobody blocking us. Was no problem. She could have stand right like on the table where the table was. It was like the section where she could have stood. She ain't had to stand like she was doing it on purpose. Y'all had to believe it. You had to see it to believe it. Like. And so she was like, "Yeah, you go sit down." I'm like, "I'm cool right here. This is my family." And so she was like, "Okay, well," I'm like, she would start getting smart. Like, "Well," then I'm like, "See," I said, "See, you know what? This is what it is right here. This is why our black people cannot get along. It's because we get in competition with one another, and we want to argue with one another." I said, "Honey, I'm not here to argue. I'm here to watch my baby perform. I don't want no beef." I said, "Excuse me." So she's steady standing there in front of me. I'm like, she's like, "I'm gonna stand right here, stand right here, stand right here." I'm like, "Well, what's your reason from standing in front of me right now then?" And steady, they just literally stood in front of me and started talking. I can't see. Like, who does this? Like, people who want to start something, somebody who wants some attention, spiritual warfare on another level, just like I've been telling y'all, been watching me for a while. I tell y'all that it doesn't matter who people is, the enemy will jump through anybody he can use to come against the child of the Father, period. And so let me tell y'all. So she was like, I'm sorry, I'm kind of dedicated. This video is dedicated to my experience, what I just had over the weekend. And so she was just like, Well, yeah. And I told him, like, this why us black people can't. When I said that, y'all, that threw her for a loop. So she was like, no, she just didn't say that. Like, yes, I just said that. And I'm like, I don't want to argue with you. Excuse me. And so she moved out the way. She was on this side for the rest of the thing. She was on that side, outside, that side, wherever. And make a long story short, before she did that, I said, you can move out my way like that. She was like, I can have you removed out of here. You can leave. I have you to leave. And I'm like, what am I leaving for? I said, I paid my money to see my daughter's in this competition performing. I'm not leaving nowhere. And so she was like, okay. And I'm like, that's why people can't get along, whatever. And so she walked away or whatever. And then no telling what she did, y'all. No telling what they did. Not only was they being rude to me, but they was being rude to other parents that was there for their babies that was on my daughter's team. And so it was like an all setup type of thing. Like they was doing this on purpose, okay? They ain't want the smoke from my daughter team. My daughter team was about to go out there and just win every prize that it was. You hear me? Because the competition was stale. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying it to say it, but it was stale. It wasn't doing nothing major. And so for me to say this, they don't. When my daughter finally performed that first time, the music stopped in the middle of them dancing. They kept bringing their team in and telling them they can't be in. They kept taking my daughter's team in and out, in and out, in and out. And so eventually, my daughter's coaches, they what they call it? They pulled the girls out the team because they was getting frustrated. I'm telling y'all, it was so ghetto. It was on another level. I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. Do y'all hear me? And it's just sadness always when our black people get together, we can't get along. It's always being competition of one another, getting jealous of one another, like crabs in the barrel, trying to pull one another down, try to kill one another's spirits instead of us all being great and all being being able to come up in life. It's just like it's only like they think it's only room for only one person. There's room for all of us to be great. And it's just so sad how our black people is. I'm not even gonna lie. Like our race has been manipulated so much, abused so much, used so much, that it's the mentality of our people is not there. And so I'm saying all that to say this, y'all. It doesn't matter where you go. It doesn't matter where you go. It's always somebody that the adversary himself, these evil spirits down here on this earth, they will use anybody they can use to come against the real ones, okay? The real ones, okay? Because my daughter's team came in there. They didn't want it, obviously. They did not want my daughter's team to perform. Like, they performed the first half of the thing. They performed that one time. They did what it made it do. They did it so hard. I don't know what they doing. Somehow they music just make sense. How did their music just cut off in the middle of them dancing? And then for the remainder of the show, they didn't even put my babies and them back in the show. My daughter was so distraught. She was kind of upset because she got the trio position. It was her time to shine, and the whole family came and went out of town. We paid all of this money to go down here and support my daughter, and at the end of all of that, my daughter and them ain't even get to perform through the whole competition. They had to, my daughter's coaches had to pull them out of the competition. And he was like, I'm not doing my girls like this. This is ghetto. I cannot have them perform on a level like this. They keep telling us we can't stand here, we can't stand there. They keep moving us. Let me tell y'all, there was no air in this building, y'all. We sitting here. They burning up. We sweating, y'all. We got paper plates as fans. It's so hot in this place. It's not even funny. And then they don't get to perform. It was just like, Why, oh why, or why? And you know what? I know why. It's because spiritual warfare is on the all-time high, y'all. And you know, when you just carry that light, when you carry that aura, when you carry what it is you carry, you are a lot. You are the light that's surrounded by darkness. And I'm telling you, where we went, y'all, we was the light surrounded by a whole bunch of darkness. Everybody in there was just dark, and I ain't never seen nothing like that. And they was just said like, yeah, and I'm like, well, we need our money back. Where's the refund? Can we get there ain't no refund. You got to talk to your management, your coaches team, and them. It's just like, y'all took all of our monies. Y'all took everybody money and then didn't even let the babies perform. It was so unorganized, y'all. And it started at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock a.m. And it's supposed to end it at 5, y'all. At 5 o'clock, when it came 5 o'clock, my daughters and them teams still did not perform. We sitting there like, it's 5 o'clock now. It's supposed to be over. Why didn't they perform yet? And so, yeah, my coaches and them, my daughters and them coaches made the decision to pull them out of the competition. But I'll say this and say this, y'all. I hope I ain't rant all over the place, but I'm just saying that, like, oh, this world is so dark, y'all. It's so dark, and it's sad to be our own people. We cannot come together. We cannot come together and just be great. It's always got to be some drama. It always got to be some just ghetto, just unorganized, not organized. And I hate to push this message, but it is what it is. And it's just like, I have to even, for me to tell you, supposed to be the director of something, to be the people that's be in high places that be evil. How you the director of something, but you don't know how to carry yourself. You don't know how to, you don't took everybody money. You supposed to be in there, you directing, you supposed to make sure everything was straight. So why you so worried about me looking how I'm looking with my family? You should have been worried about how the whole thing was pinning out, because it was a mess. No direction, nothing. But she over there trying to flaunt her little self in front of my man. And it's always be these women out here who ain't got no man. Ain't got nobody. And they all up in your man's face. They all up trying to bend over by your man and try to do certain. That's why I don't mess with females on that type of level, because they all grimy. They just grimy. Like, y'all don't. And I can't stand for a female to be talking. Me and my husband standing there, I can see you kind of looking back and forth. But if you just standing there and you looking my husband straight in his eyes and you talking to him, that shows me that you is not to be trusted. Because any woman know that, women talk woman to woman. Man talk man to man. Don't be talking and look at my man in the face. I'm standing right here. You look me in my face and then talk to me. Right? And it's just like how these women carry themselves. They ain't got nobody. Then they dress up like little sleazies, little sloozies. I don't know what the word to call it. And then they expect for somebody to wife them up. And it's just like, look how you carry yourself. You not even. That's not even cute. You are a Jezebel spirit. Jezebel spirit is running rapid out here. It's sad. But y'all, I don't want to come in here and make this video too much longer. I'm already 23 minutes in. But like I said, I hope you guys are having a great day. I got a lot of great messages coming up that the Father has been giving me to tell you guys. So stay tuned to my channel. I love y'all. Until the next time, guys. Y'all already know what it is. And I just want to say this before I close out this video. Despite all that, we still had a good time, y'all. We still had a good time. We still went swimming. We went out to the movies. We went to the malls. We went out to eat. Did different things inside the city, because my husband, he's actually from, he's from Dayton, but he don't stay there no more. Okay, so he was just showing us his old house, just showing us around. It was a good time. It was a good time at the end, but it's always that adversary, that evil spirit that's working against the people to oppress, to attack, to go against the people of the Father in any way that they can. But you know what? It didn't work. I sent all negative energy back to the sender from which it come from. And with that being said, we're going to leave that negative energy there. But I did want to come on here and just, express to y'all how these evil spirits are out here working day and night, no matter where you go, it doesn't matter, okay? And so with that being said, y'all, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace. Bye.